大体ガキの使いあらへんで、チキチキ、奇跡の魔術師、松本人志、水中大脱出イリュージョン
That guy just hit. Just so you know.
大体ガキの使いあらへんで、チキチキ、奇跡の魔術師、松本人志、水中大脱出
That guy did not hit. All right, here we are, everybody. We're here in the virtual Airstream studios hitting. What is that? Coffee drink? Is that a dick straw? That is a dick straw, ain't it? Yeah. Amber just have a bachelorette party or something?
Dude, we've had, not recently. It's fun. I mean, yes, she has, because I've told you a million times, Amber is like a relief pitcher when it comes to bachelorette parties. And it's funny. I don't know if I told you this, but like Amber used to always brag about, she's like, yeah, I just like, I don't know what it is, but like, I just get invited on so many bachelorette parties. And finally, the other day, my sister, while drunk, goes, they don't even really like you. They just want to pay 10% less for their fucking condo, which is hilarious. They do like her, but she was always like, yeah, it's people like, it's like, I barely even remember them, but they want me to go. And I'm like, well, you are like a pretty good, like, if you had to be like, some of my friends are kind of uptight, we need to bring a ringer. You know, Amber's really good for that. But yeah, we have just a bevy. I think I'm using that word correct. A bevy of these dick straws and from past bachelorette parties. And I like them. And, you know, I'm not wasteful. We got them. I'm going to use them.
Just dick straws or other dick accoutrement? Like you got dick hats and dick candles and dick necklaces and beads and, you know. Or no, you just got dick straws.
Just dick straws. She does have these things that are, it's very gross. I hate it so much. It's like it's a shooter that's shaped like a sperm and the alcohol in it looks like cum.
What?
And like, yeah. And she's got a bunch of those. It's like some sort of coconut.
So it's like shooter. A self-contained.
Yeah. A self-contained thing.
You buy a bunch of little single-use shots of like some kind of coconut liquor and it's, it looks like a spermatozoa. What's the word for a single sperm? Is it just sperm?
I don't know. Maybe it's like good.
Maybe it just is a sperm, but I think it's like
moose.
A single sperm cell. I think it's like I don't know, a spermatozoa or spermatozoan,
Zema.
Single sperm cell word. Spermatozoa. That's what it is.
Damn, boy.
Spermatozoa, yeah.
I mean, I don't know why you know that, but that is impressive. You know,
school.
Yeah, right. I didn't go to cum college. I missed that day.
Yeah, you know, I'm sure. Yeah, I guess in Chickamauga they was probably still teaching y'all that, you know, just Jesus decides if you're gonna have a baby or not, and not to give it up to him until you've already gotten married at the age of 18. Not even why even worry about how any of it works.
That's not cum. It's stork snot. You know what I mean?
I can't tell if I think it's actually it's spermatozoan. I know I know people don't care.
But I don't know. We do have a lot of interested medical people here.
Maybe they're both the same, or it gives both on this Wikipedia page here. Both words.
Spermatozoan. That sounds like an early type of human.
Yeah.
But yes, it's a fucking one piece of cum sperm, and she's got a bunch of those. And the reason that, like, even though, like, you know, she's a sot, and it's not like I don't drink whatever, those have remained untouched because they just look so fucking grody. And I'm not even being in like a
thick.
They look thick. One? They look. No, I haven't tried one. They look thick. And to me,
I don't want to shoot nothing viscous.
No,
like, I love gravy. You know, like,
but I ain't trying to get drunk on gravy.
Right. But like gravy is a food item. Gravy makes food hit harder. Any kind of drink, I don't want it to be remotely gravy-esque. And well, I mean,
oyster shooters,
milkshakes hit obviously, and they're thick, but they're
liquor
not
type
like
things.
Yeah, but milkshake is like creamy.
Yeah, which is just loose ice cream.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, I was going to say I don't want viscosity in my alcohol, but like I do enjoy oyster shooters, but like I don't know, that's different. I know all those ingredients. With this one, it's also the I don't know what the fuck it is of it, because it's just liquid, like, and like, it's not like a homophobic thing, like, oh, I don't want to look like I'm drinking cum, dude. That would, if I knew it tasted good, I'd do it on camera. But like, it just looked. Also, she's had them forever, and I know alcohol like don't go bad, but I know this ain't just straight gas. You know what I mean? This is like mixed with some shit.
Why would they not shape the thing like a wiener? Do you know what I mean? Like, why is it shaped like a sperm? I mean, I sort of get that, but like,
it should be a dick.
Yeah, and then the stuff inside looks like cum, and that makes more sense to me.
And it should be like
sperm don't come.
No, sperm don't come.
Yeah, sperm is cum, or cum is sperm, whatever. But that's redundant to have a sperm-shaped thing that then comes in your mouth.
It should be shaped like a dick, and then you squeeze the balls, and a little bit of it shoots out into your mouth.
We had our fantasy football league. The loser every year, whoever comes in dead last. I've been the loser a couple of times. 2 years ago, I won it all, and then last year I was like 8th. I made it to the playoffs and got beat in the first.
Y'all do
round.
12 man?
Yeah,
that's tough.
Yeah, I've been in 14-man leagues before.
That's not even fun.
Well, especially now, they're not really practical at all with the way running backs be. Anyway, no one gives a fuck about any of that. But anyway, what was I saying? The Salina Boys Fantasy Football League, the loser every year, whoever comes in dead last at the following year's draft, they have to wear for the duration of the draft a hard hat with a massive black dildo on it, like a unicorn horn, but it's a big black dick, right? And it's called the T-boner. Like, that's how old it is. It's like Tebow was still playing when we started doing this. And so it's called the T-boner, and because we all hate Tebow and
of course
Florida and stuff, so that makes it worse.
That's evergreen.
For sure. It's also, it hit for us to call a big black wiener, name that after Christian ass Tim Tebow. Yeah. That hit for us. But anyway, it's huge, but also we spared no expense. Like, and so it is what you just said. You can fill it up with whatever you want.
Really?
And then you squeeze the balls to make it come or whatever. So like, of course, at various drafts over the years, which it really sucks because I haven't been able to personally attend in a long time since I moved to California. I'm always a little floating head on an iPad screen or whatever. It don't hit me and Bane, but everybody else and everybody's chilled out a lot. We've been doing this league literally. Me and Corey Barlow have been in it since high school. That's how long it's been going on. So in like our 20s and shit, we had the T-boner on multiple occasions. People would fill that up with whiskey or vodka or beer or whatever, and like squirting it out of the dick into each other's mouths and shit like that, and just
okay,
getting wild. What are you gonna do?
Let's stay on this for 2 seconds because I need to know, like, because it's not a gag dick, it's a real dildo, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's functional. Yeah, you can.
Right. Well, I mean, anything's functionally a dildo, right?
But this was like, this is intended to penetrate orifices.
Okay, well, that brings me to what I want to say, which is like, why are there women out there who are like, it just don't do it for me unless afterwards it busts on me? Like, why are they feeling shit? Really? Like,
you've never heard of a cum slut, Joe?
Yeah, but they go get the cum. But I figured they need the real cum. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but maybe in my head. And I guess this is crazy in retrospect, but in my head, it was for like lesbians and pegging and stuff.
Yeah,
like you strap it on, and it's like
stimulates bus.
This is for the authenticity of the whole experience. Like,
now bring Gravy into that situation, and I'm fucking in. You know what I mean?
Getting pegged up your butt, and then it comes. Yeah.
Well, I was just saying, like. Well, I mean, listen, here's the deal. I've always said this.
They put Kool-Aid in it, Kool-Aid into your butthole. But, if they put vodka in the Kool-Aid, then it's like, then you get pegged and drunk, butt drunk, because that works. They boof vodka spiked Kool-Aid up your butthole from a big black wiener.
Yeah, you said that would hit for me, and the thing is I cannot in good faith go, no, it wouldn't, because it might, as I've always said, like, gay dudes are not doing favors.
Right.
You know what I mean? They're not.
They rave about
like,
it.
They love that thing. And so
I mean, people say that the male G-spot is. Yeah,
I've done a knuckle.
They say it's up your butt. You know,
I've done a knuckle and it did not hit.
They say somebody gets in there and pushes that button just the right way that it's shit is wild. But
so all my buddies who were like, I don't want to get fucked in the butt. I want to be like, you need to rephrase that. You don't want to think that you want to get fucked in the butt. You don't know if you want to get fucked in the butt or not, because it could be a hell of a thing to find out at this stage in your life. That's why I don't want to do it, because if that hits for me, then where do I go from here? You know what I mean? I'm married with a kid. Like, I can't do the back 40 convincing Amber to do that. Like, she might, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Speaking of a hell of a thing to find out at this point in time, you alerted me to the fact that the BBC now thinks that squirrels gave humans leprosy. So I hope all y'all are happy. These things are not our friends, guys. They've been making us sick and killing us off since the Middle Ages, it turns out. Yeah, you thought they were your little woodland friends, but they're nothing but mischief rats. That's what they are. We've got, of course, we have them at the new house too, and they've already been, fucking around. We had to get, when we first got our internet hooked up, they had to send out a specialist to climb the pole because a squirrel had chewed the wires in two or whatever. And, so it's already a thing.
Amber's on your team, by the way. I don't know if I've ever said this, because like we've got a squirrel or a family of squirrels. I mean, I know that we've got a family of squirrels, but I can't decide if it's one of them doing this or they like take turns. But like, squirrels can be a little woodpeckerish, like in terms of like biting and digging little holes and shit. And like, we got a really old door, because my house is from like 1912 and shit. We got a really old door that super hits with stained glass windows and stuff right in our dining room. And like, these family of squirrels, since we've lived here, have been, and you can hear them, and it drives Amber crazy, have been like slowly but surely boring a hole in that door. And it pisses her off so much that like, I don't give a fuck. Like, it doesn't bother me even a little bit, because like the noise bothers her. And I'm like, it's nature, whatever. And she's like, what are we going to do when there's a fucking hole in the door? And I was like, well, just put a thing on it. Like, like when my jeans used to get holes in them, you patch it up.
Yeah.
She wants them all to die, though.
Skinner sticker over it or something. Yeah. So I teased on Well Read because it was happening that night, the Met Gala being this week, and then said we'd probably talk about it on POA, and now here we are. And I looked up like pictures and stuff from it, and I was kind of disappointed. Don't get me wrong. They all look wild, of course. They always look wild, but nothing like crazy. Like that one year Heidi Klum went as a worm, earthworm.
Wait. I thought that was for her Halloween party.
It might have been. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know what it was. I'm just saying, it's like they've been some truly insane shit, and this year I didn't really see any. Did you find anything that hits about it?
I've got a couple of things that I want to share in the doc, but first allow me to posit why I think that is. I think it has a little bit of similarity with the NBA dunk contest, because like, there for a while, dude, back in the day when the dunk contest first started, dudes were just kind of like, if you did a one-handed dunk, holy shit, that was amazing. Then it was like they slowly started incorporating 360, holy shit. And then like, it just exponentially grew to where dudes are jumping over dudes are doing all this stuff. And it's almost like now you don't really hear much from the dunk contest anymore, because it's like they've gotten so wild that like, you kind of can't get more wild than what these wild ones have been. And I think that's the same with the Met Gala.
They've done all the dunks.
Right.
All the dunks have been done now.
Right. Yeah. And I think the Met Gala is like, now obviously it would be easier for the Met Gala to keep one up in itself because it's not limited to physical constraints. But like, I remember thinking last year when we were covering, I was like, they have to every year go, okay, we've got to get more insane. And then they come out in this insane shit. And it's like, at what point, like how do you get more insane? But I did see some that hit for me, some things related to the Met Gala that hit for me, and I will share them right meow. So here's the first thing I want to talk about, because this actually relates to something that I already had in the doc and wanted to discuss. This is a big thing that happened at the Met Gala. This is Michael Shannon with a chip bag. I don't know if you saw that.
Mm-mm.
Let's see here.
Okay.
Damn it, can you hear that?
Yeah.
I don't know why I can't, but hold on, let me play it one more time.
So he's just carrying some like Lays with him to the.
No, he's not carrying some Lays with him. It's actually more insane than that. What he's doing is he has
Balenciaga.
Yes,
bag.
it is. It's Balenciaga chips. They have
but a bag that they make that looks like a bag of chips, or that has chips in it that you can eat, but they make it and it costs $1,000.
It costs like $1,500, but like I don't know. Like I don't know if it's actually chips in there or if it's like, to me, it would be like the most Balenciaga thing to do would be like to put chips in there, but you're not supposed to open and eat it because that's trashy. Or if it's like, no, it super hits if you buy it and then open it up and eat it. But they've got different flavors, which I know is just like, well, that's just the different label or whatever. But like, you know, they got to have something in them to make them be chippy.
Not if it's a bag. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm asking the question. I'm saying if it's a bag you're meant to carry, but it's like, look, this bag, it looks just like a bag of chips. Ain't that a whole thing? Then, you know, they wouldn't put anything in it because you put stuff in it because that's what a bag is for. It just looks like a chip bag, but that may not be what it is. It may have chip. I don't know. They're wild. This is part of their whole thing, right? Balenciaga. They like, I don't know what to call it. It's like bits. It's like they do fashion bits or something. Like they sell $2,000 trash bags. And
I didn't know about that.
They have like, looks like Daft Punk, like robot face mask things that were like they made during like COVID or something. I think it's like, this is a $3,000 high fashion face mask, but like it looks absurd. And it's anyway. And I read that a lot of these things that they do, they don't actually expect people or many people to buy. It's just them hitting. But right. I don't know how true any of that is.
Well, here you've got the chips and bag blue. That's $1,400, and I mean they've got the fucking nutritional facts on the back of it. You know, 110 calories per serving size, one potato. Yeah, that don't make sense. That don't make fucking sense. There's not 110 calories in one potato. But anyways, I don't
know. There might be.
Yeah. Really? You think so? Yeah, if
it's a big like russet baker.
Oh, dude, I was thinking there were more. I wasn't going less. I was thinking
No, that sounds about right to me. I would say. I think an egg, like one large egg, is like 70.
See, I thought an egg was 100.
I mean, you know, eggs are different sizes, but I think that it's like, I think an average size egg, is around 70 calories or something like that. I'm talking like, but who eats a potato that way? Like,
right.
I'm talking no butter, no nothing, like just the potato. I mean, they're vegetables. Like, I doubt how many calories in a potato. 110 calories.
Wow. Balenciaga, correct. Dude.
Yeah, I mean, sure, they just Googled that and then and put it on there. But
dude, so if you heard all the stuff, first off, this really hit for me. Somebody said of Ed Sheeran, he looks like a baby who just shit himself because he very much does. My brain immediately went to Harry from Dumb and Dumber. Those Balenciaga motherfuckers. Have you read into any of the the devil stuff?
What?
Yeah, they listen, I know that you know, Christians and people like that always be talking about how everybody, you know, is worshiping the devil. And, you know, like I saw one today, this was probably the dumbest, not to get political, this is one of the dumber things I've ever seen. It was a girl from Chickamauga on Facebook shared a picture of 2 quarters, right? George Washington. And it was the old quarter and then the new one that they put out in 2022. And the only thing difference is they gave George Washington a little more hyper realistic of a ponytail that was on his wig, right? But the other one is in the first one, his profile is facing the left, and in the other one, his profile is facing the right. Now, guess what? Just based on that, what someone would have a problem with? And one he's facing
Does the
left.
quarter have the word God on it somewhere?
It says, "In God we trust."
And
he's
now
turned
he's
his
facing
back
away from God.
He's turned his back on God. So they wouldn't just take "In God we trust" off, right? They would just have him turn his back on God. So my point is I know that like there's a lot of people who are, you know,
why would they change the profile on a fucking quarter after all these years?
That
like,
part
why?
I don't know.
It's not because of what that chick thinks,
of course
obviously.
not.
But why do that though?
I
Just
guess so
you gotta switch it up every now and then. I don't know, counterfeit purposes or something.
Maybe.
Like you got to change the coins and the bills every so often for that reason. I have no idea.
Or maybe it's just like for the people who are like in charge of like organizing them. So it's like, well, it'll be easier to notice immediately, like, oh, this is one of the new ones. This is not one of the new ones because he's fake. Dude, I don't fucking know. I have no idea. You know, they be doing some wild shit on them monies. But anyways, Balenciaga, like, I've been reading some stuff. Now, a lot of this borders on like super conspiracy where I'm like, all right, dude, this is some QAnon shit. But like some of their founders allegedly, you know, there's some like accusations of like pretty deep trafficking shit, like related to the Epstein thing or whatever. And like, I think that like something happened. I can't remember. Something happened. It was legit. Like they got in trouble for like somebody that had worked. And by the way, all of this is reckless speculation. Reckless speculation. But like they'd been in hot water for a while where people were just like, look, man, you know, it's like, I know we like to say that Hollywood is, and all these fashion people are run by the devil and they're evil, but like sincerely, these people legitimately fucking are. And like, I just keep seeing shit about it. And then it sort of upset me to see Michael Shannon with the Balenciaga bag, only because it's like, you know, maybe not a lot of that stuff is true, but it's like, I don't know. It's the public perception that Balenciaga kind of is wild and don't hit. And then there he is with the $1,800 bag, which kind of pisses me off. But you know, he didn't buy it. They gave it to him.
Right. But why does that piss you off? Because I mean, he
hits for me.
He hits for me too. I'm sure that he is just like, yeah, that's all stupid, and they don't worship the devil.
I don't think it was. I think they tortured people or something. That was something I saw.
But you're saying this did happen?
Not
like
reckless speculation. I'm just saying reckless speculation. I'm just saying like, hold on, Jamie, pull up Balenciaga.
I've already done it. I'm Jamie right now. There's a New York Times article, New York Times now, called, the headline is "When High Fashion and QAnon Collide."
Ah, great.
2 new Balenciaga campaigns ignited a firestorm that traveled from the internet to Fox News, fueled by allegations that the brand condoned child exploitation.
So it's just some Alex Jones shit.
I mean, this is weird. It says the fallout started when they published a campaign called Balenciaga Gift Shop, which featured images of children holding handbags that look like teddy bears wearing bondage gear.
No, that don't hit. I mean, that's weird at worst, at best.
It's super weird, yeah. Let's see here. Okay, they made, I know the big blue IKEA bags?
Kinda.
They did their own version of those. IKEA is literally the world's biggest IKEA is in Burbank, so...
Right.
IKEA is a whole thing. So you see them all over the place. A lot of people do to carry their laundry and shit around in them, but IKEA bags, they're like blue canvas, big ass bags.
Oh, like a tote?
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
When I think of tote, I think of those plastic tubs that you put a cover on. I used
to, but now
I know that a tote bag is a thing, but it's literally just what is a tote bag? What is that?
Well, like the thing that like I'm thinking of like the things that you buy at the grocery store to reuse as grocery bag. Like those are kind of toady.
That's what.
It's got one handle.
Yes, it is like that, except that they're much bigger. But anyway, I guess Balenciaga did a takeoff of those that was $1,800 or whatever. They were the ones that wrapped Kim Kardashian in a head-to-toe black stocking at the Met Gala that year. We had a picture of that last time we were talking about it. Yeah. They sent models who looked like refugees down the runway carrying trash bags made out of expensive leather. And this shit, stuff like that always makes me think of Derelict from Zoolander. Will Ferrell's character, Mugatu. Derelict by Mugatu, and it's just they all dress like hobos and shit, and it's high fashion. That first Zoolander movie is pretty goddamn solid, man.
It's so
it makes fun of all this shit very well.
It's so underrated. Like it's one of those things where, like, you know, critics, they just can't let a comedy be a fucking comedy. Like, oh no, it's a terrible movie because it's so silly and blah blah blah. But it's like, you know, again, I've always said that there should be a section of Rotten Tomatoes that is exclusively for comedy movies where people critique it, understanding, like, we're not comparing this to Citizen Kane, but like, dude, Zoolander is so goddamn funny. Like, everybody in that movie fucking crushes. And like you said, like, they take the piss out of high fashion so good.
Yeah. So I can't figure out. I mean, again, kids holding teddy bears wearing bondage gear.
It's not like, a good.
No, at all. And then apparently they had another, I don't even know what this means. There's no pictures of it or anything. It says that they had another campaign which featured photos. Another campaign featured photos that include paperwork about child pornography laws. So,
what?
I don't know. But anyway,
and that's real? That's a thing they did?
Both of those things are real and things that they did. But then people came out, or high up people there came out afterwards and made public apologies and said that wasn't intent. They made it tried to make it sound like, I don't know, just someone who worked there slipped it in. You know what I mean? like that person don't hit and they're gone. We shouldn't have done that. Right. Or something. I don't know. Let's see here. Yeah. Okay. So it was they published a campaign, the gift shop campaign I mentioned earlier. It was shot by Gabriele Galimberti, an Italian documentary photographer. And Mr. Galimberti had previously made a book featuring images of children with their favorite toys, but he had never shot a fashion campaign before. His photographs featured 6 children clutching destroyed teddy bear handbags, which had first been seen in Balenciaga's spring 2023 runway show in Paris. The fluffy bears had black eyes, fishnet tops, and leather harnesses. Wine glasses and other gift items were displayed around them. According to Mr. Galimberti, the objects, as well as the children and the location chosen for the shoot, had all been selected by Balenciaga, with numerous staff members present during the 2 days of photography. So, yeah, I mean, it sounds like they hired this spaghetti man who had his thing at that time was photographing kids playing with their own toys,
right?
Which is just whatever, you know, how photographers be,
right?
And nothing that weird or off-putting about that. But they hired that guy for this campaign. At the same time, they had separately from this made these teddy bear whore handbags or whatever, right? Teddy bear dominatrix handbags was like, that's what they were doing that season. And then they hired the spaghetti cameraman to do this, and that was happening. And then the two things got conflated or got put together without them thinking about how that would look, or at least that is their story from what I can find. But also, bro, so anyway, that's what started it. Evidently, Fox News picked it up, QAnon got a hold of it, and it like spiraled out of control from there. But it seems like that's, you know, I think that any of that stuff you were saying about how they like their owners tortured people and shit like that.
Yeah, that was Fox News speculation.
Or I would say probably like QAnon's, you know,
yeah.
QAnon shit. You know how they come up with all kinds of wild stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't see anything about that in this New York Times article.
Okay,
but it is long, and I'm not going to sit here and just read the whole thing. But anyway, yeah.
I will absolutely fairly admit to probably being took by the title of an article. And here's probably why I did it. And I'm not excusing myself. It's shitty, but this is what we do. High fashion fucking things already don't hit for me. So when I saw it, you know what I mean? So I saw a thing that like kind of confirmed that, and I was like, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Whereas like, if the same fucking thing had been said about like the Muppets, I would have been like, who the fuck is going to believe this shit? God damn it. You motherfuckers are making shit up. So like, you know, I'm guilty of that.
Didn't that kind of happened at one point with the Elmo feller. I mean,
so he didn't do none of that shit.
I'm not. No. I'm saying you said that if somebody said all that shit about the Muppets, you'd be like, "Fuck you, that ain't real."
Oh, right. Yeah. I wasn't considering the fact that the Elmo dude actually did kind of do that shit.
Yeah. I mean, right? Didn't he? And that,
yeah.
I mean, that was like fucking 10 years ago now, but yeah.
But this would be
Elmo dude. He was doing that shit. I reckon allegedly, at least.
Right.
I don't know how it ever turned out.
But this is a different thing because it's like that guy did a thing. He just happened to be the Elmo guy. The comp here would be if they were like the Muppets has been subliminally putting in imagery of like torture and blah, 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 blah. Then I'd be like, y'all are reaching. But like, yeah, I mean, dude, I can see why a dude who be like that would try to become Elmo. You know what I mean? That kind of,
well, that's always the question about, Catholic priests and shit like that.
Right.
And it's like,
chicken or egg.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So anyway, do you have other Met Gala stuff?
Oh, I do. I have plenty of Met Gala stuff.
Okay, well, let's do some more of it than I got.
Like I said,
stuff I want to show you.
Got Ed Sheeran there who looks like a baby who just shit himself. Taika Waititi is wearing this nice little get up right here. And dude said, sorry, my thing's having trouble loading. Dude's wearing a shit flavored fruit roll up.
Yeah.
To me, he kind of looks like, you remember like our grandma's couches in the 70s? That's kind of.
Yeah, he does. I mean, yeah. So if y'all are only listening, he looks like he's wearing a suit made out of that. This is,
it's a little mean, but
I would not even do this, but no, not this one. I'm fine with this. This is about to hit. I just meant, this is what I would not do. But I can't help it. I want to ask the question. Like, where are you at currently right now on Taika Waititi?
Oh, dude. I love the guy. Like, I hit for him. That should be stated. I hit for him. It's a mutual hit. He seems to be living. What has happened? Why you're asking this? Are you talking about specifically just Thor: Love and Thunder? Because I'll admit, didn't care for the movie too much, but it's like he did his thing on it. If they didn't want that thing, then they probably would not give it to him.
Yeah. No, nothing's happened. I just feel like that he's one of them that like. It's kind of what sucks about even being in the comedy world, in my opinion. It's like, how for a while Will Ferrell got a whole thing. Most people who really hit at comedy,
you get a thing,
have a whole thing, and that thing almost never lasts. Right.
Like, and that's all people want from you
because it just can't. Exactly. So like Will Ferrell in the 2000s couldn't be stopped. Absolute domination. Right. And it was a very specific thing. And now, nobody, like, people don't want them type of Will Ferrell movies anymore, and they haven't really been made for years and years now, basically, because things don't last. Judd Apatow after that, he had a whole thing, right? And he was on top of the world for a while, and, he still makes movies and stuff, but, like, I feel like he's mostly done documentaries and shit recently. Every now and then he'll do a different thing, but, like, again, stuff comes and goes, I guess. And I've just felt like Taika Waititi's got a very
an even more niche part of that.
He very much has a thing and a style and all that. And I have felt like, and maybe it is just too much Love and Thunder shit. I don't know. Maybe I'm putting too much on that. I have started to think that like that it's starting to not wear thin ain't the right word, but that it's like, that is happening to run its course. There you go. Run its course. That's the way to put it. But I mean, I guess we'll see. I haven't watched that movie he made with Fassbender about rugby or whatever. I haven't seen that yet.
I'm pretty excited about that. The trailer looked awesome. And like, dude, I mean, I don't know how much involvement he has with the show, but What We Do in the Shadows is fucking amazing. I think it might just be like, look, he, all the thing when he was first starting out, like, What We Do in the Shadows and a lot of that Fly to the Concord stuff, it's like, that was all his style and it's super hit. But then when you hit really hard, they try to get you to do your thing on a thing that's theirs. And sometimes the styles don't fit. You know what I'm saying? Like the reason, in my opinion, that the Thor Ragnarok worked is because that franchise seriously needed a goddamn shakeup. So like it was a welcome fucking change, and then when Thor: Love and Thunder came out, everybody was like, oh, we already did this though. And also by the time when Love and Thunder came out, we'd had Endgame and the Marvel universe was shifting and there was a little bit more gritty stuff going on. And we're like, I don't know. We don't need this Thor right now. We probably need a more I don't know. Well, although he was kind of depressed and upset in that movie, but I don't fucking know. But
yeah, I mean, my main problem with that movie was that Christian Bale was awesome, but he was underutilized. But we don't have to get diverted by all that. But yeah, he was Gore the God Butcher, and he butchered one god at the very beginning of the movie, and it's like, you know, he could have raised way more hell.
I agree.
Way more badass. Then he fights a bunch of kids at the end. It's like, I don't know.
I couldn't agree more, but I can't put all of that on Taika just because the MCU, Marvel in general, has always had a problem with their villains in that way. So it's like, he can't, like, he's directing it, but like, he can't do something they don't want him to do. So like, dude, it's possible that he had that motherfucker doing all sorts of shit, and they were like, we got to cut 30 minutes out of this movie, make it that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyways, it really sucks because like with somebody like him or with Will Ferrell, and Will Ferrell, there's actually like proof of it. It's like, they've got this thing that people want, right? They're like, you do this for us. And they're doing that. And then they'll be like, okay, but I want to do something different. You know what I mean? Like Will Ferrell with Everything Must Go or whatever. And like critics really like that. But there was a lot of people who, when he did that, felt betrayed because they went into it thinking, which is stupid, watch a fucking trailer, read something. But they went into it thinking like this is going to be your standard Will Ferrell vehicle comedy. And it wasn't. And people were like, boo. Do the thing that we want you to do. So he goes back to doing the thing that everybody wants him to do. And then after a while, they're like, God damn it. Is it the same shit every fucking time? Do something different, you know? And so like, it's a double-edged sword. And it's like, you know, I think Kevin Hart is probably experiencing some of that.
Yeah. You know who else, but you know, who's kind of an exception to that rule. I feel like he's been doing his thing, and it is his thing for like 30 years now. And it seems to still smash for people, is Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler's making Adam Sandler movies and he can go and make those types of Everything Must Go type movie, those, you know, like Uncut Gems and Hustle and shit. And when he does it, people fucking love it. They fall all over themselves for it, and because it's awesome. I love it too. It's fucking great. He's of an anomaly, I guess.
He is an anomaly, but also at the same time, you got to figure, at least now, we're not talking about 1990s Adam Sandler. The people now who really like him in Uncut Gems and really liked him in fucking Reign Over Me, which, goddamn it, dude, I think that is one of the most underrated movies. To me, it might be his best acting performance ever. But I don't think those people are watching Grown Ups 5. You know what I mean? Like, he does it. He exists in these two worlds.
Dude, to be completely honest, I am those people.
I know.
And so I'm not, you're right. I haven't seen any of the Grown Ups movies. Thompson just told me that they were good.
They are good, dude. I haven't seen all of them, but like, I'm a very big Adam Sandler stan, and I think it was easy for a lot of us to fall into like, because dude, like, inarguably, he has put out some stuff that kind of don't hit, but that's because of how prolific he is, dude. He puts out so much shit. Like, he's producing it himself, and like,
he's the man, dude. I've always said anybody's got a problem with Adam Sandler's got a problem with me. And I barely even know the guy. But that's the other thing too. It's like
couldn't agree more.
We have met him, and he couldn't be a sweeter person. And
but you're saying like,
I just love him.
But you're saying like, oh, it seems to work, and like, I agree with you. But there is a loud faction of people who shit on Adam Sandler
all the time.
Yeah, all the time. It's just that. As far as box office goes, it doesn't translate. Whereas like with Will Ferrell in that fucking Sherlock movie, that like, woof. You know,
did you watch that? I didn't watch it. I heard people say they couldn't even handle 5 minutes. That's so weird. Him and John C. Reilly are both so awesome.
Unbelievable.
Proven track record together. I think that's a funny premise.
Me too.
For a movie. But I never watched it because by all accounts, it was just unwatchably terrible. It's wild how that shit can happen. You know,
I heard all of that stuff, and then I was like, nah, you know, people don't hit. And then I got sent like a pretty extended clip of what was supposed to be like, this is actually the funniest part of the movie. And I was like, woo. I kind of think like they really, like, you know, most of the time they've got a really good script, and they're like, but y'all are good improvisers, so do one. I think they just did that the whole time, and there wasn't no structure. You know what I mean? Anyways.
Yeah, back to it.
Back to the Met Gala. Here's one. Lizzo couldn't fit the corset around her waist, so she put it on her head.
Yeah, that's like, you know how they put them cones on dogs to keep them from, like, when they've been neutered, keep them ripping themselves open. She had to do that to stay out of the buffet at the Met Gala. You know what I mean? That's an anti-hors d'oeuvres cone that they put on Lizzo. That's what's that. If you're only listening, Lizzo has a dog cone around her head.
It's a very fancy, lacy one.
It's a fancy lacy dog cone, but it looks like a dog cone.
Dude, on Lizzo, man, you talk about someone who's had a fucking up and down couple years in terms of like, because like I got to be honest with you, there was a time where don't get me wrong, a joke's a joke, and this would always kind of hit for me, this one, because it's funny. But like, there was a time where I would have been like, don't you fucking dare body shame my queen. You know, and like I fucking loved Lizzo, and she was like my girl. And then like, you know, turns out she kind of a bitch.
Yeah, bit of a cunt, mate.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, by all reports, evidently. And then we talked on a couple episodes ago about her like quitting, but not her quitting and then being like, she literally in the message with "I quit" in all caps, and later she was like, "I never said I quit." It's like, yes, you did explicitly, and you knew that people were going to take it that way. Like that type of thing bothers me. It's like it's like you knew exactly how that was going to get taken, and you wanted it to be taken that way, and now you're bullshitting everybody and acting like you didn't. And I don't go in for that sort of thing. So
couldn't agree more. Here we've got, I love this one. Congratulations to Troy Savine on being accepted to the Zootopia Police Academy. Is that how you say that person's? I don't know who this person is.
I don't know who that is either. I mean, I have no idea. Troy Savine? I have no clue.
Here's a couple links. One of them, I need you to help me figure out what is going on here. And the other one's just fucking funny. So this is, Ariana Grande was the celebrity with the most visibility at the Met Gala 2024. Her attendance to the event has been valued at $20.5 million estimated dollars. What the fuck do you think that means?
I have no idea what that means.
I decided not to look it up because I was like, let's just speculate. But
don't they raise money through the Met Gala from the rich ass motherfuckers who show up? Isn't it like a $80,000 a plate dinner situation? So the rich people that come to it, they find it, they are the money comes from them. So meaning it's not like the people watching and tracking it at home, they don't donate to the cause, right?
Right.
So how could any one celebrity's presence matter in terms of the amount of money that is raised that day or whatever? I don't know.
So
I mean, I guess, but I was going to say maybe if it's a Hitler lineup, they can sell more of those $80,000 plates, but this shit gets sold out every year. People are on lists to, you know what I mean, dying to get in. So
right, yeah. The only thing I can think of is like, I know maybe we take out the fundraising aspect of it, and it's like, that's because she wore this specific brand. That's the estimated amount of dollars that she's going to make. I don't know, Dolce and Gabbana or something. You know what I mean? Like she probably had a dress on.
Montage of her like fucking rolling her head around and doing the whole fucking, I don't know.
Not hitting for you?
No, look at that.
It don't hit for me either.
I mean, that's what they do. It's like, but back to Zoolander, Blue Steel or whatever. Like, was making fun of that. They just make they're always very attractive, so it plays. Yeah. But if you look at it objectively, they make ridiculous faces.
It's insane.
Like, and the thing that there's the way they hold their heads, and it's like, oh, is there something over there or whatever? Right. And it's like, no, there isn't, and there isn't, and it's like it's just also silly.
Me and you are the complete opposite of that when we're taking pictures. It's like, it almost looks like we are on purpose looking like trash idiots. Yes. You know what I mean? Like, we 100%. Can't not hit. Here's one that's just straight up funny. This is Cardi B getting shade for not knowing her designer. Share this tab instead. Vogue director Gilbert Che was greatly offended by Cardi B's lack of knowledge about the designer of her Met Gala gown. He also called the rapper out for referencing the Chinese designer Sin Lee as Asian, which, I mean,
what?
He right. For the record.
So wait a minute. It don't hit for Asians to be called Asian? We've been doing that wrong this whole time? You know what I mean? We've been ignoring something that don't hit for that, because I didn't even know that white people could still get away with doing that in 2024. Meaning, like, the whole like, you're Indians. Like, we just keep calling people things they don't want to be called. But I thought in 2024 that was like, if you did that, you would find out quick.
Yeah.
Like it would be a problem. But it would be funny to me to find out that Asians have not wanted to be called Asians this whole time, and I'm still calling them Asians right now. You know,
I think there's a little bit more.
Know that.
I think there's a little bit more that maybe it makes sense in this context. It says, for the record and recognition, and no thanks to Cardi B, the designer of her gown is Sin Sin Lee, who's Chinese. The gown took 2 months to make. I personally think it's boring. They don't even hit for this guy. I personally think it's boring and not even on theme, but she chose it and should have at least remembered his name and not just that he's Asian. So here's Cardi B.
But you feel amazing? Who made this?
Amazing. It's this amazing designer. They're Asian and everything. So yeah.
But you feel amazing? Who made this?
I feel amazing. Yeah. It's
They're Asian and everything. So, it goes.
I mean, what are you going to
do?
do?
They hit over there.
Right.
At dresses and stuff. I guess I'm not surprised to hear that because I know that I've always heard anyway that in Asia, all the different types of Asians super don't hit for each other.
Right.
So
they don't like.
I guess it doesn't surprise me. It's like, don't call I'm fucking Chinese. Don't call me Asian because Asian covers the goddamn Japanese too. And that don't hit for me to be looped in with it, or whatever, I think.
Do you think like what if someone called, because we don't ever get that. We're just Americans. Nobody ever really calls us North Americans. You know what I mean?
And I was just doing a bit. I didn't really care. But like when we were in Scotland and that lassie came up to us like, oh yeah, Yanks are you,
right.
Whatever. And I was like, we're from the South, so it's not preferred nomenclature, whatever. Like I don't like to be called a Yankee really, even though I know that the Brits call Americans Yankees. So, but I say that, but I don't really care.
Of course not. I don't give a, because I know that's their.
Right.
Yeah. If someone from America called me a Yankee, fuck them, because like they know the difference. But like they is from Asia. You know what I mean? They is from Asia. Like if I don't know. Listen, it ain't on me to decide what don't hit.
But what's fun about you just said they is from Asia, and you're right. They do be from Asia. But about that, that in England, they call Indians Asians too.
Right. We talked about that with Tushar.
We did. And like, they also is from Asia. Right? Objectively, India is in Asia. So objectively speaking, the Brits ain't wrong. But in this country, we're like, no, we mean the Chinese looking ones. Like, that's what, like when we say it. And it's like, they're all, so what do you call that? A phenotype? Is that what you call that? Like,
I guess
it has what we in America consider to be the Asian phenotype does not include Indians.
Right. Of course.
Even though they all are from Asia. But Russians are from Asia.
Right.
And
I know, it's wild.
They don't call them Asian.
They're the only ones from Asia we can do their accent, and it's fine.
Well, but Russia is actually in both. And Moscow, the capital, and Russia's sort of like Canada. You know how almost all of Canada is within like 50 miles of the American border? Like
right.
It's
all the people.
The south part of Canada, and then all the rest of it up north is just moose.
Uninhabitable
moose and Inuits. That's all it's up there. Moose and igloos. Russia is similar, except it's east-west, and almost all of the people. I mean, they most of the east of Russia, the Asian part, is Siberia, which is like tundra and shit, and it don't hit to be there.
Right.
So they have places out there, and there's a couple of cities on that side of Russia, but Moscow and most of the big cities and most of the people are on the western part, which is actually on the east end of Europe and not in Asia. So, who the fuck knows? They have Russian people in parts of Russia, because, it used to be the Soviet Union, who like be looking Asian.
Really?
Yeah, they do. Or like some of those former Soviet Union countries, like the stands, the Turkestan,
Uzbekistan. That's my favorite one.
Yeah. Some of those, I don't know which ones, but some of those, the people in them, they look like kind of Asian.
Huh.
So, who the fuck knows? We white, ignorant. We just call people what we call people. It is what it is. What are you going to do?
We sure are. Matter of fact, I think that's a great enough closing statement to wrap up the Met Gala, because as you said, weren't a lot of interesting things. I know you want to get to something else.
Yes. Well, it's about Asians.
Let's take a break, and we'll talk about it when we get back.
All right. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Y'all, a lot of us spend our lives wishing we had more time, don't we? There's not enough time in the day. I think about it all the time, especially because we just moved into this new house, and it's like I still got all my work responsibilities to do, and I still got road trips to take and stuff, but there's just an endless list of things that need to be done and need more time in the day, but we can't do that, can we? But if time was unlimited, how would you use it? Time for what? What would you do? Take a nap, go for a run, read more books, learn a new language? Well, the best way to figure all that out, the best way to squeeze that special thing you've always wanted to make happen into your schedule is to understand and know what's important to you, to prioritize your time. It can be done. You can make time for the things that really matter. Therapy can help you find what matters to you so you can do more of it. Cho, therapy hits for you.
It does hit for me, and it seems like something that doesn't make sense. It's like, wait, if you take time out of your day to go to therapy or do all these things that make you feel better, how do you gain an hour? And I always said it like, okay, ever since I started like exercising and taking care of my mental health, like I have more energy, and therefore there is more time in the day, if that makes sense. Like I've found that through therapy, I've been able to prioritize the things that I need to do and sort of shut out all the things that were just sort of, I don't know, bogging me down with negative energy, and I was wasting a lot of unnecessary time on. And I suffered in silence for a very long time, as a lot of people with my accent do. We just now found out about therapy not that long ago. And for me, I look at my life as before therapy and after therapy, and my life has been so much better since I started going to BetterHelp. My favorite thing about it was that I don't really like going places and having appointments. And so the fact that you can do it online, I didn't have an excuse anymore. And it was great. You can also work with a therapist, and if they're not your cup of tea, you can switch to another therapist. I was very lucky. I got a dude who has a similar background than me. He sounds like me, and that was really important to me. But maybe your needs are different. But if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, suited to your schedule. All you got to do is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. And like I said, switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. Learn to make time for what makes you happy with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/POA today to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/POA. Do it for your brain. Hey there, beach babes. Are you ready to soak up those summer vibes and unveil your ultimate beach bod? Well, you're in luck, because our friends over at Manscaped have you covered from head to toe with the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra. This ultimate all-in-one grooming kit is set to have you looking and feeling your best in the summer sun. Trust Manscaped and unlock the confidence you need to turn heads this season. Join the 10 million men worldwide who trust Manscaped.com for 20% off plus free shipping with the code POA20. Let's make this summer your smoothest one yet. Y'all, we've been sponsored by Manscaped for a while, and I always talked about their crop reviver being like my favorite thing about it. I like it because it makes my balls smell good. But I'll be honest with you, there for a long time I thought like, well, I just don't have a beard that can hit. So like I use the trimmer, and that's great, but like I'm not really working with a good canvas here. Well, I recently really did start like brushing with the beard conditioner and stuff, and haven't said anything to anybody about it. I've gotten so many comments on my videos of people being like, dude, your beard looks absolutely amazing. I've been doing the conditioner every single morning. I've been doing the beard balm. I've been doing the shampoo. And yeah, it turns out, really good stuff. I knew it was, but again, I didn't think that you could take someone like me who doesn't have a good beard and make them have what passes as a good beard. Absolutely fantastic. Love them. Trae, tell them more about our friends at Manscaped.
Embrace your summer bod goals with our all-inclusive Performance Package 5.0. Perfect for those aiming for that crisp, clean, confident look. The updated Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra Groin and Body Hair Trimmer got a summer makeover, y'all. It's waterproof, designed for splashy pool parties and beach hangouts. Keep your ears and nose as tidy as your hedges next door with our Weed Whacker 2.0 ear and nose hair trimmer. Pesky hair, be gone. Post-trim care. Never felt so good with the Crop Soother Ball Aftershave Lotion. Say goodbye to the most painful painful chafing and say hello to all-day comfort. For those sunny beach days, don't leave home without the Crop Preserver Anti-Chafing Ball Deodorant. Let the sun see you shine, not sweat. Our Magic Mat disposable shaving mats got your back and front. Everything else that needs grooming, too. It's like having a magician in your bathroom. Surprise, your purchase also comes free with free Boxers 2.0 Midnight Bravo comfort and style that fit like a dream. So here's what you can do. You can get 20% off and free shipping when you use the promo code POA20 at manscaped.com. That's 20% off and free shipping with the code POA20 at manscaped.com. The summer sun is here to stay, so trust Manscaped to keep your pubes at bay. All right, and we're back. Listen, I'm going to go ahead and say right now, if you are only listening, this next little segment, it probably take 5 or 6, 7 minutes, might be a little tough for you. We're gonna give commentary, obviously, but it's gonna have
good. That should encourage you to not only listen to wherever you get your podcast, but also watch us at watchpoa.com, because there's plenty of people who are like, I can't have it no other way. I got to watch it.
So can you see this?
Yes, I can.
All right, here we go. Mama don't give a fuck. Okay, so that's a Japanese game show called.
Oh, it's a game show
called Crazy. Well, I mean, it's categorized as a game show, but I don't know. But it's called Crazy Guy Screaming. That's what it's called. And this guy that hosts it, he goes around and screams at people, but not just people, animals. He screams at dogs, cats, pigeons, and that's like the whole show, right?
Yeah.
And they got. Everybody knows how Japan be at this point when it comes to TV shows and just everything they do. It's wild because you ever seen those Studio Ghibli movies?
Yeah, My Neighbor Totoro or Totoro.
Yeah. Howl's Moving Castle and Princess Mononoke, or however you say it.
They're like legendary.
They're like beautiful.
They're gorgeous.
Gorgeous, and the art is crazy, and it's like
basically some of them was from the 80s.
Genuine, insane works of art, right? And that stuff is in their theaters on their TVs over there, but also this stuff, which hits for them. I've got some more examples here. So here's this one here. Let's see.
Ayo! 大体ガキの使いあらへんで、チキチキ、奇跡の魔術師、松本人志、水中大脱出イリュージョン
That guy just hit. Just so you know.
大体ガキの使いあらへんで、チキチキ、奇跡の魔術師、松本人志、水中大脱出
That guy did not hit. So, what I can tell, they have to recite something very fast.
Yeah.
And if they fuck any of the words up, then they get punished. And the punishment is they get smacked real hard in the balls by this lever. This guy fucked up too. Watch him brace.
That's like Drake trying to do the rap battle.
Yeah. So this one is called Hit in the Balls. That's the name of the.
That's the name of the show?
Yes. Well, I mean, these are all like translated to English,
yeah, right?
But still,
that's what that means.
They all have names like that. It's Crazy Guy Screaming, Hit in the Balls. That's another one. But yeah, let's see. Okay, all right. Here's another good one with a name like that. Shit, where'd it go? Here it is. Okay, here. There's some here.
They fart?
Yes.
Karate のトレーニングをやってるように石鹸で手の動きって早いですよね。
So, can I speculate?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so like either this looks like an old show, so CGI wasn't a thing. Is there a thing? You remember when we was kids, they'd tell you that like if you pee in the pool, it'll turn purple. Do they have that, but for farts?
I'm wondering if he's got some kind of like
dust in his butt.
Yes,
might be
that's
a little dust in the butt.
Butthole. Yeah. Little dust in the butthole. Yeah, right. Yeah, I I don't know. I wondered that too. I was wondering if he had dust in his butt because he farts and a cloud spreads. And then so the name of this show, and it's the only clip I can find but the name of the show is called How to Escape a Fart, right?
Yeah, you can't.
But this guy don't seem to be trying to escape it to me. Like in one of them,
he tried to whoop his ass.
He farted and turned around and started punching it over and over again. And another one, he farts and does a flip, and he just be farting and then doing wild shit. What is that?
He didn't escape.
No, I'm saying he doesn't seem to be even attempting to escape. Like he farted and fell back in it right there.
And farted again. Okay. Hey. I cannot believe that we don't have this. Oh, he's sucking in the fart. He's taking a fart rip, like a bong rip from a fart. Yeah. He threw his fart. Yeah, cup of cheese is what that's called. You know that's called cup of cheese?
Yeah, of course I do. Yeah, I don't know, man. You're right. This definitely looks like it was before CGI, but I think if you had dust in your butt, I don't know if you could suck up all the butt dust.
No,
right after farting the dust out of your butt. So
and they got pants on.
It might be a heat sensor thing.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like he is just farting, and farts be hot, so
right.
Maybe it's a heat sensor, and then they colorize it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, that's what
astounding technology here.
No, I agree. And again, like, I can't believe that we don't have that, because like you're making a great point. When you first started this, I was like, okay, but let's not act like we don't have shit kind of like this. Cause I was about to suggest,
bro,
while
we ain't even close.
I know
this is on an arc, just so you know, and where this is going.
Okay.
Gets wild.
Okay. But, gets wild from here.
Oh yeah. So,
okay.
But tell, I mean, what were you about to say?
Well, I was going to say,
we do this too.
Well, yeah, because you were talking, you were talking about like Studio Ghibli and like the contrast or whatever, and I was like, let's not act like we don't have Citizen Kane and like
Jackass
and right, Jackass. I was going to use that, but like Jackass to me, like, dude, I will go to bat for Jackass being high art, because it's not. Now, granted, one of the things that we just saw is literally something that they did on the latest Jackass movie, which is the ball slap thing. But like, what I was going to suggest is like, have you seen the trailer? Lord, I hope I didn't just get onioned, but I don't think I did, because I saw Jay. Have you seen the clip for the latest Jay Pharoah game show? See if you can pull that up real quick. Jay Pharoah balls.
Okay. The quiz with balls?
Yeah. Pull that shit up. I thought it was fake.
I mean, here's an article in Variety. Hang on.
It ain't got a video?
No, yeah. But I'm just saying, the article in Variety says Jay Pharoah to host Fox game show quiz with balls.
Yeah.
So, like, it seems to me like it's a real thing based on that. Anyway, so with that said, here's the official trailer.
Get this right. You were walking away with $100,000.
Release the ball.
Who said size doesn't matter? I got big balls. Which of these is a type of sausage?
Jeff, you eat a lot of sausage.
Yeah, but I don't know what the name of them are.
And he's got big balls, and she's got big balls.
It's the show where the brains battle the ball.
Yeah, so that was all I wanted you to see, was the fact that they get hit with the ball.
What is it? If they get the question right, the ball don't hit them.
Yeah.
And they don't know if they got it right or wrong until the ball either smushes them or doesn't.
Right. There's there's like a screen or whatever
that'll stop it if you got it right.
Yeah.
The balls are definitely scary.
Yeah.
No, I don't want that.
I wanted to see the white bitch get.
Balls premieres this summer on Fox.
I mean, look, dude.
That's pretty Japanesey.
It's very Japanese. You're right. And I can tell you right now, my son Benton is going to love that shit.
I mean, I think most of America will, frankly. Like, we love game shows anyways, and you got people getting drilled with balls. But anyways.
This is the clip that Well, okay. You still go ahead.
I was just saying, like, it's not like we don't have similar things, but then you showed the fart one, and I was like, well, fuck me. Like, with everything I've said.
There's more to come, and it gets much wilder and much, much darker. Now, having said that, I'm about to start just describing them. The darker ones and stuff, I'm not going to show because the clips they won't be funny. I'm not going to show like clips. We're just going to talk about it. So this is the last clip I'm going to show. But I saw this on Reddit, and it was what inspired me to want to talk about Japanese game shows. So I started looking up other ones, but I saw this clip recently. It's a Japanese game show, which I think is called Serving Food in Tilted Restaurant, so as you can imagine, it's a game show where you have to try to serve food in a tilted restaurant. So not the highest quality YouTube video, but you can still see the deal. Konnichiwa. Look how sweet. Those parts hips. Classic stuff. So like all that is like hits for me just fine, and it's funny, and like I wish we did more of that. And in fact, you're talking about how like you said that is Japanese. Here's the thing. Stuff like Wipeout, I always liked Wipeout.
Wipeout hits.
A guilty pleasure of mine because you see people get fucking punched in the balls by these cartoon boxing gloves and then fall in a mud puddle or whatever. And it's like, it's funny. It hits.
Right. It does hit.
All that stuff was inspired directly by Japanese game shows to begin with. In particular, do you remember when we were like in our 20s-ish, early 20s on Adult Swim and stuff? Do you remember MXC, Most Extreme Challenge? You remember that?
I remember of it. I don't know that I ever watched it, but I definitely remember of it.
Me and Trae Burnett, me and my cousin Trae, we used to get high and watch that show all the time. But it was literally just the all-time most popular Japanese game show called Takeshi's Castle.
Okay.
They just took that and they dubbed commentary in English.
I remember that.
And the commentary included jokes. They wrote jokes for the commentators and stuff. And I remember the one host, his name was Kenny Blankenship or whatever, but the names were made up. It was, so they gave the Japanese, they dubbed it in English and had two Americans commentate over it, and they made jokes and stuff. But the footage you saw was just straight up clips.
I remember that.
From that Japanese show. And it was just like, it was basically just Wipeout. That was just big, crazy obstacle courses that they made people run through, and they would fail in humorous ways and stuff. And that sort of kicked off all that shit.
What a great idea.
But so I looked up some other, based off that, I looked up like what, and dude, they have so many goddamn game shows over there. It's wild. And some of the funnier. And
is this all Japanese
ones.
Or like,
all these are Japanese. They got one called Candy or Not Candy. It's where they put something in front of your face and you have to try to eat it. And
blindfolded?
Sometimes it's candy and sometimes it ain't candy. And no, you're not blindfolded because when it's candy, it's in the shape of something else. So like, they give you a pair of shoes and it's like either a real pair of shoes or it's made out of chocolate.
Oh, so like, Is It Cake?
That's exactly right. But it predates Is It Cake by a lot. Also on Is It Cake, they don't prove it with their mouth.
Right, they cut into it
because of course we watch Is It Cake, of course we do. But yeah, on Is It Cake, they just pick that. I think that's cake, and then Mikey tries to cut into it or not. No, they have in this one they bite into it. The other one called Slippery Stairs, which I wish I had again,
I get it.
Yes, people compete to climb the top of the stairs, but they are slippery. I actually do have a clip. We can watch it real quick here.
Insurance on that must be insane. Oh, Power Rangers. Here we go. I got mine on green.
Yeller's not hitting.
See, red seems like he's hitting, but like the horse that gets out in front, they always fuck up. Well, he's going to take out the green guy, though.
Nope. Oh, green took himself out and Yeller.
And, oh, shit.
Oh, there goes red. You were right. Oh, shit.
Okay. Can they get back up? Yeah, they can. Yeah, okay. They can. It's anybody's game. Okay, bro, gambling on this would hit so hard. Yeah, here we go, buddy. All right, green's back in it. It's never really over, you know?
Right, because you could fall at the very top and go all the way down.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, here we go. Come on, green. Stay back there and let everybody.
A minute ago, pink was the only one left, and then they just lost.
All right, red's back in it. Red's definitely fundamentally the best. God damn it, green. Okay, you got it. You got it. Look, green, acting like he gonna do some shit. Nope. Oh, please. Oh, there's too much left in this clip for this motherfucker to get up there.
That's
right?
Get all the way down. Oh, he was at the very top, bro. Brutal.
Anybody's game again, bitch.
Oh, and there goes blue. They gotta start all over.
Come on, green. Come on, green. Here we go, daddy. We gotta get away from each other. See, this fucking hits. But the red motherfucker, he keeps getting out to a lead, and he took the fucking green with him. God damn it, you cannot get behind this motherfucker. He is a known slipper.
Well, now how's this gonna... Is this gonna end without a winner? Because that's gonna infuriate me if that happens. Because this clip is 8 seconds left. It is.
God
it's going
damn
to.
It. God,
bro, get the fuck out of here. Come on, how dare you post some shit like that?
Fucking damn it. And there is no way to motherfucker.
Yeah, that's awful. See, if I'd known that, I wouldn't even have showed it.
Would you like to gamble on that?
I don't know. Oh, yeah, no. Would I like to? Yeah, it would hit.
Yeah, it would hit.
I still have, again, I have much more about this I want to talk about.
Good. Let's do it.
Okay. Well, what about, and then you going to do.
I'll do Lloyd's of London next week. Fuck it.
You don't care? That's all right.
No, I don't give a shit. We're in this.
Okay, cool.
I want to hear this deep, dark shit.
Right. I haven't even got to that yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then this is where it starts to get a little fucked up, but it's still funny, in my opinion.
Yeah.
There's another one called Be Cute or Get Pie.
I used to do both.
Yeah,
I used to do both.
So the way it works is they fill a room full of women's on little pallets on the floor, and they wait until they all fall asleep. They like sleep there that night or something. And then the next morning, they get woken up, like they don't know when it's going to happen. So like 4 hours in or something, when they are all definitely asleep, but they're not going to wake up on their own yet. They get woken up at random. When they get woken up, their job on the game show is to wake up in the cutest fashion possible.
We're out.
So, bro, I scream. I wake, scream. Yeah, I'm like, ah! Yeah, that.
Just
like
dried drool.
What is the fuck? Yeah, like this. That's exclusively how I wake up.
Dude, my wife, who I think is a cute person, she looks like a fucking troll when she wakes up. I don't mind saying she knows.
Right. So I guess that, I think that's sort of the idea.
Yeah.
And if the judges deemed that the way they woke up was in fact not cute, they get smushed in the face with a pie.
Okay.
Immediately.
You win. It's a win-win, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they don't get given a pie. They get slapped with a pie.
But you still get whatever gets in your mouth.
Sure. Yeah,
you know what I
mean?
mean?
Suppose that's true. Now this one, okay, here we go. This one's called the bum game.
Oh, no.
Yeah. The way this worked, not bum like hobo, bum like butt.
Never mind. I was about to say we had a version of this that.
So the contestant was a male contestant who has to identify his old lady just by her exposed ass.
Oh no.
And the way they do it, the way they do it is they get these other women to agree to be on the show, and they all line up and stick their naked butts through holes in the wall.
Yeah.
And
like the thing where you take a picture and you're Mickey Mouse, but it's a butt.
Exactly. Yes. And the dude has to be like, that's my wife's butt, right? But he can do like
he can phone a friend.
No, but he can do whatever he wants.
Oh,
meaning like he can
spread them,
smell it, grab it, whatever. And it's like, when it's your wife and you both agree to be on this show, that's all fine. But when it's three other random chicks that you're, doing it to or whatever. It's,
well, I mean, they did agree to be on the show too, but seems like a dude would be like, weird. I don't know. I guess I'll have to check this asshole.
I 100% think I could pick out Katie's butt for sure.
Me too.
Yeah.
But no, Amber. Yeah. I mean, well, they would have to cover Amber's tattoos.
I was thinking that also. Well, like on her cheek, Katie got a tramp stamp, of course.
Yeah.
But like Amber got tattoos on her butt cheeks.
Yes. Yeah. On her butt cheeks.
Multiple butt cheek tattoos?
No, I think she's got one on her butt cheek, and then she's got one on her like side right here. But the one on her, dude, I've never told you about the one on her butt cheek.
I don't know. If you have, I don't remember.
So fucking back in the day, you remember obviously Robin Big.
Yeah.
So Robin Big had this song that was called Dirty Girls, and they'd be like, ooh, you're a dirty girl. You're a dirty girl. You're a dirty girl. Well, when that came out, Amber was in college, and her friends decided to make that being a dirty girl their entire personality, and she's stuck with it. I'll give her that. Like that. So all her friends are like, "Oh, you're a dirty girl. I'm a dirty girl," and they would say it like that. DUHTTY. Dirty girl. You're a dirty girl. Oh, dirty girl. Well, anyways, so her and my friend Christy got matching tattoos on their ass that say DG4L, which means dirty girl for life. And by the way, guess when she got the tattoo?
Oh, at 29?
Last year. Yeah.
Wait, shut up.
Swear to God.
Word?
Swear to fucking God. Yeah. Well, no, not last year because she was pregnant. Right before we got pregnant with Bane. Like, they didn't do it in college. Like, they did it. Christy.
That makes it much fun. I mean, well, it is for life. So,
yeah, right.
That's kind of putting your money where your butt is.
I mean, I respect it, but like, yeah, they like Christy had moved, like she not even from where we're from. They met at college and she ended up moving to Chattanooga, lived with us for a while, and they were hammered and they were like, we should do this. And then the next day they were like, no, we're doing this. And yeah, they got DG4L tattooed on their ass. So she about that life.
Yeah, indeed she is. That's why. Yeah, it's
her principal listens to this podcast, so that was probably wrong.
Oh well, yeah, she out the dough, ain't she?
Yeah, she out the dough. Yeah, it's fine.
Well, what are you gonna do? So, all right, and then now we come to it. So yeah, those are getting a little, progressively weirder, more uncomfortable, more cringe-inducing. But one of the most infamous Japanese game shows of all time is a show, and don't ask me to translate this. I can't find a translation for it, or at least it's not giving it. It's called Susunu Dimpa Shonen.
Susuno Dimpa Shonen.
Susunu, exclamation point. So that's a word. Susunu Dimpa Shonen.
That's a Phil Collins song.
It's the full name. Yeah. Susunu.
Yeah.
And it changed every year. Every year it was like a completely different thing. But every year it was like some fucking Black Mirror shit.
Yeah.
So one year, one season, it was 2 contestants, and the people, they put out a casting call. They get these people that are willing to be on the show, but the people have no idea what is going to happen to them if they get cast on the show. One season, 2 contestants were dropped off on a desert island, and they had to make their way off of it. Like they had to build castaway shit, and it took them 4 months to do it. Now that's like, I don't know if you watch it, but like Benton also, him and Katie like that show Alone. You ever seen Alone?
Never even heard of it, but I believe that I'm sure it is.
Wilderness survival shows is a whole subgenre of reality
Naked
TV.
and Afraid, and
that one that one bothers me. That one's
because they're naked.
Yeah, it's like that one is
why?
like that one is like this. That one is kind of Japanesey. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, but people sign up for it. The other ones, it's like these people are all like avid outdoorsmen and survivalists.
Bear Grylls type.
Yes, like that. The shit hits for them. It don't just hit for them. It hits for them so hard. Like they live for
they're
it.
Good at it,
and they're really good at it. So it doesn't. It don't seem cruel and unusual to me. It's like, no, they're literally in their environment. Like they love this shit. So that makes it very different. And so like
people like that blow my mind.
Oh, me too. Absolutely. I would like to like have some of those skills. But I don't want to.
But I'm not going to get them.
Right. Yeah, I don't want to. Right,
dude. If you could download all of that in my brain,
would
that'd
love
be
to have it.
Oh,
yes,
fuck yeah, dude. But like, no, I'm like air conditioning. Conditioning.
And another one, they made their contestants. They abandoned them in South Africa, and they had to make it to Norway with nothing, like just the clothes on their back. Just hitchhike all the way from South Africa to Norway. Now there again, that's kind of The Amazing Race, which is one of the most popular American franchises of reality shows of all time. This one really touched me because of my particular fandoms. In one season, they put a guy in a room with a TV in it, nothing but a TV, and he watched his favorite baseball team play every game. And if his team won, he got to eat that day.
Oh my God.
And if his team, I know, I'm saying, and if his team lost, he got no food, and they would shut the electricity off, leaving him alone in a dark, locked room until the next game started.
I was about to say,
food. And then in the next game, if they lose, they go on like a fucking losing streak. Like if you're a Mariners fan or whatever, you just starve to death, right? Yeah, I don't know if the Mariners hit now. I just know they super didn't hit for a very, very long time.
And also, like, dude, sometimes they like have a couple days off and then they lose again, you know, because it's like if you win and then they like have 3 days off, that hits because you got 4 days where you can just fucking go in. Bro, that is fucking nuts.
But the most infamous season of this show ever involved, and by the way, this show ran from 1998 to 2002. In 2002, it was forcibly shut down by the Japanese government.
Damn.
The government came in and was like, y'all can't keep, y'all are fucking psychopaths and you can't keep doing this shit anymore. And the most infamous season of it followed a comedian, Japanese, like an aspiring comedian who did not hit, who was trying to start hitting, named Tomoaki Hamatsu, better known as Nasubi. I think they call those courtesy names, which I believe, and I'm probably fucking this up. Sorry to all the
make it shorter.
Sorry to all the weeaboos and Japanese people out there listening who actually know. But in Japan, I think they have courtesy names, which is basically just like a nickname, I think.
Right.
So, I mean, you're like, you know, you Cho. Your courtesy name is Cho. I think Nasubi, is his like courtesy name. And
do they do that so it's shorter? Because a lot of times they have really long names.
I don't know, honestly. But anyway, he got cast to be on that show. Again, he has no idea what the season's going to be like. His season, what it was, he shows up. They strip him butt naked, put him in a tiny apartment, locked in there, with no access to the outside world and nothing at all in the apartment except, and keep in mind, this was 20-something, almost 30 years ago.
Right.
Nothing in the apartment but piles and piles of Japanese magazines. And he would not be let out of the apartment until he had accumulated 1 million won or yen or whatever the Japanese thing is, which is, it's like 10,000 US dollars.
Right.
So he accumulated 10,000 US dollars from applying to various magazine sweepstakes.
Oh my Lord.
He could only survive on or utilize what he was able to acquire from these mail-in sweepstakes. Right. So it wasn't just money. It was like if he wanted anything to eat or any food or any clothes to wear or anything to sit or sleep on, he had to get all of that from these magazine sweepstakes.
Did he?
They also, the other thing is, and I didn't even know that anybody was doing this at the time, but like they told him that, you know, this is going to be a TV show, but so he knows there's cameras around the apartment and stuff, but his assumption is that it's going to be edited into episodes, right? which they did do, but
Truman Show.
They also live streamed the whole thing the whole time, and people were watching him the whole time, and he didn't know any of that. So yeah, it was like
on
a Truman
the
Show.
internet.
See, I don't know. It just says live stream. I don't know if they had a channel that was just dedicated to him all the time.
Because the internet wasn't that big of a deal.
You couldn't. I don't think the internet was like robust enough to do that back then. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like they had like a dedicated channel where they just showed what he was doing all the time,
or he was like picture in picture on something.
But yeah, and he didn't know that, and he just, he slowly lost a ton of weight because he was starving, and also his mind? Fucking mind. Yeah. Like it took him 14 months.
Oh my God, actually, motherfucker! Actually,
what? Sorry, 15 months. 1 year and 3 months before he was able to reach the goal of having accumulated $10,000 from these various magazine contests that he was competing in the whole time. The Nasubi is Japanese for eggplant, and they called him eggplant. I forgot this earlier. They called him eggplant because they had to superimpose an eggplant over his naked wiener to show it on TV.
So that was always being done. That hits.
Yeah, but like all he could eat was stuff that he could find or acquire through these contests. So like for a while, he was surviving off a bag of dog food.
Oh, bro.
Yeah, butt naked, totally alone the whole time. And then like he would have these breakdowns and bad shit would happen. He'd start to fucking freak out or scream or just like, totally understandable. And the producers of the show would like put silly sound effects and graphics on it and shit, like mocking him and making fun of him and everything the whole time. Yes, exactly. Then after 15 months, he finally got up to $10,000. And he had been told, that's it. That's the finish line. You win, you get the prize, whatever. They don't even say here what the fucking prize was. Oh no, it was a special trip is what they told him. Like that's what the prize was. Now I think he signed up for it for like fame,
right.
Initially, but like also you win this, incredible vacation package if you make it through. That's what they told him. So he made it to the 10,000 and the $10,000, I guess. And then after 15 months, he made it to $10,000 and they get, congrats, get out, whatever. And then immediately they blindfolded him and moved him to South Korea, where they told him he had to somehow make another X number of dollars to afford a flight back home. And they just left him there. But
did he do it?
Being filmed, he did it quicker than they thought he would, which pissed the producers off. So then they told him it had to be first class tickets or he couldn't come. And then he made enough money to get first class tickets. It took him a couple of weeks only, and then he flew back home to Japan finally. But when he got off the plane, they took him again to a different secluded apartment, and like when he got in there, he started to just take all his clothes off because he was like, I know the drill by now.
Right.
Like, these motherfuckers are never going to let me out of this hell.
Get butt naked.
So he starts taking his clothes off or whatever. And then the walls of the apartment collapsed and he was in a live television studio filled with cheering audience members. And the thing was actually over. And dude, like how Black Mirror-y is that? Like that really happened to this guy. And like he was fucked up about it
no shit.
He started to lose the ability to like speak because he wasn't around other. I wouldn't have this problem because I talk to myself all the time.
Me too.
But they said he started talking to like
magazines.
Yeah, whatever. He started doing Wilson type shit or whatever. But he started, he was fucking losing it and hugely malnourished and all that. And he was like fucked up over all this for years. And I think he's like gotten better now. I think he's like pretty much okay now. He is still alive and he's all right now, but it took him a long, long time to get over it. While this was airing, while this was going on too, by the way, should have mentioned, far and away the biggest hit show in Japan.
Shit. I mean, you got to watch it
by a lot. And like every episode, I said they live streamed it all the time, but they did also cut it into episodes that aired weekly on Sunday nights. And each actual episode got 17 million viewers which is more than like Game of Thrones was getting, that it's hitting this point in a country of
that's not as big,
a fraction of the size. Yeah, this shit only aired in
It's
Japan.
Johnny Carson numbers, really.
Right.
Like
in a much smaller country. And, yeah. And so, I mean, it was huge. So he became like a household name and stuff, but the whole thing is just so fucking nuts and wild. And like all this also influenced or inspired Wipeout and those types of game shows we have, but it also, I mean, this is where Squid Game came from.
Yeah. I was about to say this is Squid Game.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's this direct,
which we're now
direct influence of this shit. Yeah. Yes, but did you watch that? How about, did you watch this? The Squid Game? The Squid Game show is like, I mean, it's pretty tame,
right?
Like it's not that bad. Okay,
dude. Like, here's what's fucked up is like you mentioned at the very beginning. Is like this guy was an aspiring comedian. If he was actually funny at all, he would have made it, because the tenacity that this motherfucker has, like, dude, I still can't get over, like, it taking 15 months, like, makes sense to me, because it's like, that's a daunting task, like, to get $10,000 in sweepstakes thing. But like, he didn't quit. Like, there was never once when he was like, fuck it, I'm not doing this.
That is actually a huge thing in Japanese culture, is like not perseverance, not quitting. Basically, it's shameful to quit. It's dishonorable to quit. So it's like it's like holdovers of that Bushido samurai shit, I reckon.
So he would have to seppuku himself if he decided to fucking.
I don't think I'm just saying they're like they ain't quitters as a general rule. I reckon, like culturally, they just don't do that.
Right, but like our papaws was that way too. Do you think our papaws? I mean, I still think that this is. Like, if that's how they are, that's how they are. But like on an individual level, like this dude is fucking insane. I mean, yeah, again, I'd have quit. I know that much.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
For sure. Yeah.
Just eating dog food and fucking, did he ever get furniture and shit?
I don't know. Didn't say. But he never did get clothes, so I doubt he got furniture. It did say that. He was naked for 15 months, bro.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Is that the most fucked up one?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay,
yeah.
I was about to say, because, bro, I don't think I can handle if you're about to tell me some other shit.
That's the end of it.
All right, well, goddamn, let's get to some fucking airmail. Subject line, de-aging to figure out who is the GOAT. Good morning, Corey and Trae. I just listened to your episode on de-aging and thought the whole time, can we bring Jordan back to his prime and have him and LeBron go one-on-one so we can finally settle the GOAT debate? We can do that with other sports superstars, too, to settle other GOAT debates. Finally, can we use this tech to reset Aaron Rodgers' brain back to before he was crazy? Also, if de-aging becomes a thing, will celebrities start getting policies from Lloyd's of London that are ad infinitum? I can't say that word.
Infinitum.
Mm-hmm. I wish all of you boys well. Abe Pluger. You can say my name. Abe Pluger. That's a good name.
It does hit, yeah.
I would love that, dude. Having LeBron and Jordan so everybody would finally shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
I think that the only one who I know for a fact would still remain the GOAT is Wayne Gretzky, because I don't even know who you would do this to get at him. But yeah, good email. Subject line: great show, guys, but 200 years? Nope. I'm looking forward to part 2 of History of Lloyd's London. We'll do it next week. I believe the business was. I don't want to say this, but because she is correct, and I don't want to give it away till next week. As for living for 200 years, nope. I'm already worried about outliving my friends. And have you ever read Brave New World or Tuck Everlasting? Both books really tie in with your rational objections to living for 2 centuries. There was a Twilight Zone episode where an elderly couple wanted to be transferred to youthful bodies, but they could only afford one transfer. It had a bittersweet but poignant ending. The husband, after being made young again, had the process reversed because he couldn't bear the thought of outliving his wife. As Jeff Goldblum / Dr. Ian Malcolm said in Jurassic Park, your scientists were so preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
I still think they should.
I agree that they should. Just don't do it if you don't want to.
I fully believe that, yes, there is an upper limit. If you were like truly immortal, like could not die, and you lived for eons, that would become its own form of torture. Right. Absolutely. No doubt about it. but I don't think that would really set. I think most
1,000
people,
years.
That's what I was going to say. Like hundreds at least. Like I think you could easily live hundreds of years before getting that kind of.
And then just kill yourself.
Right. Yeah. Because we're not talking about being literally immortal.
Right.
You know, it's just that you can still get smushed by a bus or whatever, right. But like you can just, you know, you don't age if you don't want to, or if you got the money to afford doing it. And I really don't think that would get old for a very, very, very long time. That's my opinion.
That would be, no, I agree. That would be a wild thing in the cultures where it's like, you know, it's when someone just made the choice to decide to not re-up again. You know what I mean? It would almost be
that
like
would be the new version of a funeral or whatever.
Yeah,
would be
you'd have like a living funeral.
Yeah,
where it's like it still will take a while for you
like
to
a
die.
Farewell tour of a retiring athlete or something like that.
But it's like it's like you still might live another 40 years, but this is your last 40. Like you know, this is your last fucking 40. That would be, and then you know who knows? On your deathbed, you'd be like, fuck it, set it up again, because like you know, again, you can always fucking kill yourself. Subject line, dirt bikes and other redneckery. Hey, Trae. Hey, Cho. Something I feel needs to be addressed on this podcast is the overlap of trash and wealth in the off-road community. I'm from Texas and of Mexican descent, so naturally I've always been interested in outdoorsy activities and recently have been learning how to ride a dirt bike. I've been running into this gatekeeping of off-roading culture where people who live in small country towns can't fathom that someone that lives in the city, I'm from Houston, could possibly be interested in their hobbies. I don't know if they understand that it's a lot easier to ride your dirt bike when you grew up on your family farm with acreage as opposed to barely affording a yard in a city. The irony is that you have to be fairly wealthy to afford the luxury of land and a vehicle you're buying to essentially destroy it in mud pits somewhere in the woods. Another aspect is that due to the majority of the off-roading community being country rednecks, they tend to veer towards right-wing politics. I've seen a lot of homophobia just through trying to learn how to ride on watching YouTube videos. Okay, homophobia is not funny, but the fact that you're just watching YouTube videos on how to ride dirt bikes and somebody's just got to get their fucking opinion on gay marriage in is fucking absolutely insane. Yeah, dude, I think that would be a decent enough subject. That's right.
Didn't I talk about? Yeah, I did.
I think you did F1.
I did race cars. I did racing. I don't remember. I don't remember if I called it motorsports or what we called it, but I definitely because yes, like. Rednecks love that shit, but it's prohibitively expensive, and so most people who hit at it are actually rich kids. We definitely didn't. So if the person who wrote that hasn't been around the whole time, that's an early episode. If you want to go back and find it, again, we didn't talk about off-roading, but we did talk about just motorsports in general and how it is that way. So
it was a good episode. And hey, as per mentioned in the email, I will be doing part 2 of Lloyd's of London next week. Sorry about that, but I just could not stop the shame train that we were on with the goddamn games. Thank y'all for listening. Remember, if you're listening on your little podcast thingy, also go watch us at watchpoa.com. That's our YouTube. Or at the very least, go subscribe to us because that really helps us out. And we'd appreciate it if you did that. Trae, where are you going to be this weekend, buddy?
This weekend, I'm at home, but next weekend, I'm in Oklahoma City. And then after that, I got Pittsburgh and Buffalo, and then Florida and Virginia and a bunch of places to go. TraeCrowder.com. Check it out. Come see me. Hits.
Yeah, it does hit. Bonuscorey.com. That is my Substack. Go find all my stuff there. I'm not really touring. However, Mother's Day night in Chattanooga, Tennessee at JJ's Bohemia, I'm opening up for my good friend John Michael Bond as he's recording an album, so come see us. That'll be fun. Listen to all the other podcasts in the Skuniverse and stay fancy. Oh, buy our book too, Around Here and Over Yonder. It's still out there. Stay fancy, motherfuckers. Skew.
Here's Lydia Loveless.
1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Royalty and rednecks are alike. They both like cutting and picking fights. Biscuits and baked beans where they don't belong. Sit on down with Corey and Trae and learn some fancy shit today. We'll laugh a little even when they're wrong. They'll take you to a magical place where if you call someone a cut, nobody cares. They keep it debonair at putting on airs. putting on airs, putting on